Hello, all you sinners, and today we'll be reading my longly anticipated fanfiction that I've teased out for like 2 videos now. This fanfiction contains one of the most depraved shit I have read, like period sex. That's literally something I never thought I would write in my entire life. This fanfiction hits home, and it was written from yours truly on her period while she was on her period. You know, a woman goes through these hormones and weird imbalances where you just want to do something but you can't do it. So why not express my weird levels of varying hormones by fucking fan fiction? If it's a fair warning, this is the first installment of the second featured couple on this channel. There's also a third and fourth featured couple on this channel, but we did get into it with the Keystone Motel video because there was Rung and Mal, who's now Rose. But further ado, I'm gonna issue out some warnings. This contains mentions of period and menstruation, and gets into really good detail on sex. I don't know how I did this. It took like 5 days to complete, maybe 2 weeks, maybe longer. But due to the nature of this fan fiction, if you're under the age of 18 or 17, then you shouldn't be watching this right now because it contains really graphic depictions of sex between two species, a robot and a human, and that human is Ash. Alright, so the beginning of this fanfiction, I tagged this as wrongful use of Cup's cigar, which is a cigar that he smoked, and Ash's Cup's personal ashtray, which is gonna be a huge last point in it. So the fanfiction title reads Downtime by Broken Faith, aka me. Summary: Ash enters her period and Cup doesn't know what it is. Ash decides to tell him about it, which leads into something more. Thank you for picking me up, Cup, Ash said. Cup secured the seatbelt across the female's body. Yeah, took you long enough, Cup said. Ash looked down and swayed her legs back and forth. Ash places a hand on her side, groaning. She hoped Cup would arrive to her home later. Cup heard the groaning noises and cursed himself. He knew that groaning noises coming from a human was concerning. From his time with Ash, he learned the various sounds and noises that a human makes, so he could act whenever needed. He even went as far as to keep first aid kits in his glove compartment in case of emergencies, but assuming from the noise coming from her, she was in pain. So Cup unfolded the small navigational TV screen from the ceiling as the screen illuminates and shows Cup's face on it. Okay, what's going on, Ash? You're groaning and holding your sides, Cup points out as the screen moves around her. Ash looks a bit nervous and composed herself. I'm just cramping. It's nothing important. It's mild pain. It'll go away sooner or later, Ash lies. She didn't want to tell Cup about periods. She knew he wouldn't understand them because it's something his species won't understand. Cup, on the other hand, wasn't having any of this. He knew something was up, and he wanted to get to the bottom of it. Stop lying. I know you're not okay. You're holding your sides and you're making that groaning noises. You told me what sounds that humans make. Ash sighed. She knew she couldn't keep it under wraps for a whole week, so she uncrosses her arms. I'll tell you when I get home. Shower and get into bed with some chocolates. For now, do you have the ability of warming seats? Ash requests. Yes, I do. Cup turns on his seat warmers. Ash sighed and content as the female melted into seat cushions while Cup focused on driving the both of them home. Cup pulls into the driveway of Ash's estate. At the moment, Ash's father wasn't home. Ash took it as him being at work. He usually was at work. He was the only person in her life. Her mother passed just after her birth. Her father was fortunate enough to be well off. Ash's father was the one who gave her Cup. He said it was used, but that was far from the truth. The car was in complete disarray. There was a broken hubcap, wear and tear on the exterior, and animal marks on the seat cushions. Ash tried her best to clean up Cup and even saw her sew the scratches on the seat cushions. Cup revealed himself to Ash. Ash knew aliens exist, but wasn't aware that her own car was one of them. Driving into the garage, Cup unbuckles her seatbelt, opening the door to allow her to exit from the car. After she exited, Cup transformed into his robot form. Ash's father wasn't aware that the car could transform into a robot, so she had to be cautious anytime Cup was around. They weren't sure if he would react positively to this news. Ash walked into her house, Cup following after. She walked up the stairs and into her room, grabbing a few items such as a new pair of clothes, soap, some feminine hygiene products relating to periods and pads. Once she gathered those items, she walked into the bathroom, not before telling Cup to stay in her room. Ash took a warm shower and wiped down her aching body, getting some soap all around her body, lathering it in areas that needed to be clean. Ash watched the blood slowly go down the drain. She hums, washing and rinsing the remaining soap suds off of her, and steps out of the shower. Ash placed on her clothes, only for Cup to walk in. "Why is there blood in the tub?" Cup asked. Ash jumped up in fear and quickly covered up. "Cup!" Ash gasped. "Do you know how rude it is to walk in someone while they're changing?" she asked. Cup scoffs. "You know I'm not good with human customs. Now tell me, lass, why are you bleeding? Are you dying?" Ash sighs. She knew she had to tell him. Look, she got her clothes on. "It's a thing that human females go through every month, depending on the female. Bleeding happens for a week and can be heavy or light," Ash explained. "Tell me, human," Cup leans in. "What's the point in all this?" "Well, it's basically a punishment for us females because we didn't have any babies," Ash explains. "Do you remember what babies are?" Ash asks. "Human sparklings?" Cup questions. Ash nods. "So you mean to tell me human femmies bleed every so often, like when their human valves every month?" Cup asked. "Yes," Ash said, walking out the bathroom and turning out the lights. Cup follows. Ash got in her bed and pulled out her phone. She had a warming pad on her sides. "Was this the reason why you're acting strange earlier?" Cup asked. Ash looked up to Cup with a knowing look. "Yes," she said, plugging in her earbuds. Cup sighs and sat down next to her in bed. The hours after that was starting to bore Cup. He couldn't even play with Ash at all, which got him grumpy. But he did respect Ash to an extent. He admires anyone who could go through severe amounts of bleeding. Every month too? That's impressive. While Cup was thinking, he hears an audible moaning noise. "Ash, are you okay?" Cup asked. The Autobot knows Ash and almost had a spark attack from what he saw. Ash had her panties off and blood-soaked the bed. Worse off, she was touching herself. Cup immediately blushed and looked away. Unfortunately, Cup was not slick nor fast. Ash saw the Beck look at her. "Cup, what are you doing?" Ash blushed. Cup shielded his optics. "Nothing. I thought you were hurt when you made that noise," he exclaims, mistaking groaning for moaning. "Cup, that's me moaning. Groaning and moaning are two different things, but if you want to get technical, it can be the same things," Ash said. Cup's scarred faceplate scrunches up into an unidentifiable emotion. He averts his gaze immediately. "Cup, are you flustered?" Ash asked, hoisting herself onto Cup. "Blood drips on the cup from that. You're making a mess on me," Cup said. "I know," Ash giggles, sitting on his panel. Cup grunts and scoffs. "Cut it out." "Or what?" "Or I might lose control." Ash didn't know what Cup means by that and slides up and down on Cup's panel. Cup grunts. Blood was getting everywhere now, and he was beginning to get very stiff. Cup's panel was showing off his big metal cock. Why did I write this? Ash gasped. Cup immediately places Ash on the spike, aiding her down slowly. Ash hissed in pain at the painful experience, but the blood being poured out was somewhat of some lube. Cup grunts and growls. He bit her neck to mark the spot. He was marking something as his. In that case, Ash was his. Cup continued to thrust. Blood squirts on his spike. "Fuck." Cup tells his hand. "What is it?" he asks. "That means I enjoy it," Cup. Ash replies, snickers and kisses her cheek before dusting some more into her. Ash held onto his legs, biting her lip. This is stimulating her. She never really had this much sex before. Considering since she was a virgin, Cup bit his lip and thrust it in a steady and soft manner. He was aiming to give Ash a wonderful time, since this was her first time after all. He placed the servo on the human's breast and rubbed it softly, taking it in his mouth, licking the nub on the breast, fondling with the other, using his other servo. "Cup, what's going on?" Ash asked, looking up towards the war veteran. Cup chuckles. "Never pegged me as the type to have experience in interface, eh?" Cup asked in response. To be frank, Cup had many lovers in the past. He was perfectly capable of making his lovers feel the most pleasure. He wanted his lovers to feel special and safe as per basis on a healthy level of life, even if it meant Ash and him weren't a thing. Cup adjusted the sideguard in his mouth and thrust it against Ash's pussy. She let out pleasurable moans before Cup grunted some more. I want to go faster. Do I have permission for me to? Cup asked. Yes, you have my full permission and consent. Ash said. Cup then grunts and breasts fast and slapping Ash's ass cheeks as they bounce from him thrusting. What the fuck? Why did I give my character this name? This is too much. Cup murmurs nonsense, gasps out from the immense pleasure. Still more blood painting the floor and bed from the amount of thrusting being done to Ash's pussy. Cup gasps out. For fuck, I'm going to overload. I'm going to overload. Ash knows that was his own version of orgasm. She bit her lip and gasps as Cup overloaded her static discharge to enter her human pussy. Her belly inflates a tiny bit before his discharge stopped. Ash moans and felt her orgasm coming as well. Cup felt her pussy clenching and took it as a sign she was gonna overload too. Oh, Cup. Oh, fuck. Ash Kane's feeling a spike slip in and out of her pussy. Tell me, what is the matter, human? Cup said. For fuck, I'm gonna come. Ash hands out. She grabs onto Cup and came hard on his shaft. Blood and cum coating the spike and making a huge mess. Cup grunts and pulled out, taking his cigar out of his mouth and putting it out on Ash's ass cheeks. Seriously, a second time. The redhead yelped in pain, but soon moaned with pleasure. He paints and looked at Ash. Damn, you're gonna make me feel young again. Cup smirks. Ash giggles and looks knowingly at Cup. I may have, but you know it was the most mind-blowing sex you have. But you know it was the most mind-blowing sex you have ever had. Ash leans into Cup as if to give him a kiss, but pulls away at the last seconds. Now, are you gonna clean this mess up? Series its work belongs to. Part 1 of Ash to Metal. Thanks to someone on the Discord for suggesting the series name. This was the first ever fanfiction of Ash X Cup that I have ever written in my entire life. And be sure to join my Discord server and the new server that is basically for all a community server now. It's not no Regretful Reads Discord server. But I'm not gonna get technical into what happened to Regretful Reads because it's nothing important to base off because it was but if you want answers and if you ever were a part of his channel on Reddit, you could just join the Discord that Ophelia's Discord. They did talk about the issue and what happened, but you might want to go into the T-spill category to talk about it because we're trying to get past it, but if people who actually aren't in on it can actually get their 2 cents. So, if you want your fanfiction submitted or read out, please join my Discord, link in the description, and put it in the fanfiction submission. Be sure that if you send any 18 plus fanfictions, please label it as, well, there's a bot that tells you if it's AO3, if it's, NSFW. Please post it in the fanfiction submission, but if it doesn't have, we don't have a bot for other platforms like fanfiction.net or Wattpad, so you're gonna have to label it as NSFW. And if you want, we're starting fan art submissions too, where we submit fan art, so we accept Squid Bob or any other fanfiction art on here. Hell, even Cup X Ash. Be sure to join the 2 Discord servers in the description. The link to this fanfiction, if you happen to want to read it, please, it's gonna be in the description below. If you ever do happen to join my server, please be 17 years or older because that's the maximum age requirement. Well, 16 years and older is fine too, but the maximum requirement is either 16 years or older because this is a mature audience, and around the age of 16, 17, and 18 around the age of, well, 16 is the age of consent and basically the age where you can drive. So we prefer it if you guys join if you're 16 and older. As per usual, please subscribe and read and put the notification bells, and be sure to like this video and comment down what are your favorite parts of, and if you ever happen to read my fanfiction, I will accept feedback in my Discord server and in the other server because I'm also in that server. So feel free to so have a nice day. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day, and I see you. Goodbye.